like we have an appointment coming in. Get that stuff ready. Hi, welcome. Yep, you have the 5 o'clock. Yeah, go ahead and take a seat. I'm just getting some of the materials ready and we can get started, okay? Probably won't need these today, just in case. Okay, so I just was prepping some of the materials we'll be using for you today. Did you have a nice drive in? I know it's a bit out in the middle of nowhere. Oh, good. It's a very pretty spring drive. You're right. It's gorgeous right now. So I'm glad that you had a good drive in. So as I said, I'm going to be your designer. I'm going to be helping assist the design today of your kitchen, it looked like on the appointment. Okay, perfect. And before we get started, I just want to check some information with you, okay? Okay, you are client 72695. Okay, and the address is going to be on 55 Meadows Lane. Okay, and it looks like you are doing the 5-bedroom, 5.5 bathroom, 6,500 square foot colonial. Okay, sounds good. And you're doing the open kitchen floor plan with the bonus bump out that will back to the meadowed woods. Okay, perfect. Okay, and looks like the name is Sunny Acre Estates. Okay. And you're Miss Sunny? Okay. Perfect. All right, I've got your account pulled up here. So I just want to go ahead and start out by taking a look at your floor plan design. Okay, I will show you that. I like to do that just to refresh your memory before we start choosing your style and some of your cabinetry, flooring, things like that. I have my notes here, so I'll take notes on anything I can't answer today. All right, I'll follow up with you within 24 hours. All right, so just to get started, if that's okay, let me just get everything. I'll need that today. Okay, so let me find your floor plan. Let's see. All right, so I'll show you this one. This is going to be mostly what your floor plan's going to look like. So you're going to have, I'm going to show you on a much smaller scale from your house. So in your house, this is going to be much larger, but just on a smaller scale. This is going to be the kitchen and living room area. And then back here, we will have your bump out area. And then here where you see this patio, this will be a morning nook, but you can opt to make that outside or inside, or like a screened porch. I think you did screened. Okay, so just wanted to give you a quick overview of that. Okay, so today's appointment was mostly to style your kitchen. So we had picked out your appliances. I'll show you here. So we are going to be doing the stainless in your kitchen, correct? Okay, so we have the French door refrigerator. We have the microwave, the stove, and your dishwasher in that style. And on the back, you are going with the largest model, which is just here at the top. If you wanted to take this just to remind yourself. Okay. I will put that in your pile of things to take with you today. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is go over your countertops. So the last time we had talked, you had wanted to go for a bit of a darker kitchen look. So that can go one of two ways. Typically, if you do dark cabinetry, you're going to do lighter countertops. If you do lighter counters, you're going to go darker cabinetry, vice versa. So I pulled a little bit of both since you hadn't decided what type of counters you wanted to go for. And I also have a couple books, pamphlets here that I'm going to show you of options for those cabinets and mostly counters. Alright, I have, looks like about 3 here for you. 3 pamphlets, correct. I think this one's extra. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay, so 4 pamphlets there. Okay, and then I also just grabbed some samples. So I'm going to start out with the samples. Alright, so for the darker options, we have 3 of the samples here. I have, these are all laminate. I also have the quartz options for you, and I believe these are the polished porcelain. Yes. Okay, so these are all laminate that I'm going to show you. These are going to be your most affordable options. So I have the Bahia Granite, and this is in the quarry finish. You can see it has some brownish gold undertones in there. And next I have this one, which is the Sombra in textured gloss. I love this one. You could do a gray or even a white cabinet with it. And then I have this one, which is the Alicante textured gloss. All of these are scratch resistant. And this one is mostly a blackish gray, and it has some very light gray lines, as you can see right here, that would just run through that. I also have these 2 mini samples. This is the black matte texture, which is a very dark black. And then I have this gray one, which I didn't think, okay, this is in Citadel Warp. I'll set this aside since it's a definite no. Okay, and then I will go over the lighter samples, and then we'll take a look at the pamphlets. So I have the Quartz Frost, which is the pretty much white. You have some texture in there if you look closely. And then I have the Drama Marble, and again, all of these are scratch resistant as well. Beautiful white with some grayish marbling. And then finally I have the Typhoon Ice, which has it's a kind of a different texture. If you feel that, it is very similar to the product itself. And this one is speckled more. Didn't like this one. Okay, I'm going to set that one aside. Any of the other ones you didn't like? Okay, you're not going to do the straight up black, and you didn't like this one. Okay, I will set those over here. So we're kind of down then to these 2. I have these 2 mini ones, but no, okay. So we have 2 of the darks and 2 of the lights here. Okay, now I'm going to show you some other options that you have. Okay, let me check that for you before we move on. Okay, this one is $47 per square foot. And this one is $59. This one, okay, let me check. And this one is $37. So this is a cheaper one. Okay, let me check. So that's gonna put you at about $40,000 for the most expensive black one. That'll put you at about $38 for this one. And about $32 for this one. Sure. Okay, so we'll move on. Does that disqualify any of these for you? No? Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go on to this pamphlet. This is one of my favorite pamphlets to show whenever we're looking at countertops. Very, very good quality and a very reasonable pricing on these. So all of these are non-porous, stain resistant, scratch free, heat, scorch, and burn resistant. Are good for indoor or outdoor, and 15-year limited warranty. So to start with the whites, we have quite a few here. So we have Ivory Escape, Artisan, Whitescape, and Everest White. This one, I have this one in my kitchen. It is going to be, let me see for the pricing. This is $38 per square foot, so you're definitely looking at a good price for that. It's kind of an in-between. Okay. So those are the whites that they offer. I also want to say, if you like the Everest one you just looked at, you might also like the Paragon or Mogul, which are a bolder versions of that other one that you liked. Okay. So moving into darker options, since you're going between the two, we do have a couple of darker ones here. This one's called Constellation. It's got some gold threading throughout that sample. You don't like that one? Okay. So let me show you a couple of more dark options that you have. There is a lot of white or cream options. You are correct. Okay, so these are some good dark ones. So this is the Silestone brand. And this is, there's two exclusives here, the Eternal Marquina and the Eternal Emperor. Do you like this one? I think if you did like a white cabinetry, but I'm not sure you want to do that. And then, honestly, I love the Stellar Night one, which has, if you look really closely, it has these little bits throughout it that are different colors. And it really reminds me of like the space photos that you see. Sure, let me check for you. So Eternal Marquina is pretty expensive. It's $59 per square foot. So if you're doing the upstairs, downstairs kitchens, as well as the outdoor, which is what I quoted you for before, yeah, you're looking pretty close to that 40,000 mark again. Yeah, because after all three, you're looking at least 400 square feet of tile. Okay, so also this one. These are the quartz ones by Allen and Roth. These are very, very popular. This is the whole catalog of options. So if you want to take home this pamphlet, you can. You obviously have a ton of options for your creams and your whites. I'm going to close this up a little bit so it's easier to view. But you have a much more limited option for the darks. So the Midnight Sky, the Pyro, and the Labyrinth are probably the ones you're most interested in. Those are the final three on the bottom. Okay, let me look at the quote for the Pyro. Yeah, that's $52 per square foot. So you're looking at about 36.5. Okay. All right, I can do that. Let me write that down. So you're gonna do, you want full quotes for the pricing of those. Okay, so you want full quote. Pyro. What else? The Eternal Marquee-These. This one? Okay. What else? I think that one was over here. Let me look for you. Mogul, I think. This one? Okay. And any others? Okay, let me put away this flyer and I'll check. I think you're talking about this one. Okay. Alright. I will put these with your other items that you're going to take home. Making a note here in your profile. Waiting for price quotes for countertops. Okay. Alright, so moving on, I have some different swatches here for paint colors. This is for the walls of the kitchen. Now, I have a lot of swatches here, but what kind of color were you thinking for the walls? Okay. So you're doing like maybe a darker color for the countertops and the cabinets, and then like a green for the wall. Okay. Any other options that you want to consider for the walls as well that you would like to possibly take a look at? Still undecided. Okay, so I'll show you some green swatches and then you can really make a decision. I have some pamphlets and magazines here so we can check some bolder colors because I'm understanding you like the bolder colors and I hear you. I think that's gonna look great. So I'm gonna pull, like I said, the swatches here. Alright, so before I show you the pamphlets, I'll show you that we do have a couple different swatches for the darks, grays, or blacks. I know you're not going to go with a black wall, but you can see how the black counters or cabinets will look against some of these colors. And then also if you did choose to offset with a lighter color as well. Okay, so I'll hold some of these. Which one do you prefer? This one? It's darker, yeah. Okay, so I'll hold some of the greens against this. So the first one I have are these cooler colored greens. I do like that one. This one is called Espalier. And then this is Grasshopper and this is Organic Green. Okay. So we move into the lighter set. We have Picnic, Au Pistachio, and then Romaine. I think you need something a little bit more like this one. This is the recycled glass color. I think it would look really stunning with it. It's more earthy and warm. Maybe not dark enough. Okay. I'll make a note here. Okay. Since you're looking for something a little bolder, let's go. I have these Sherwin Williams pamphlets for paint colors. I have most popular. This one is called, what is this? Oh, sorry, boho chic, not your style. Scandinavian minimalism. Let me see if they have any good. Let's start with, I think this is the one I'm looking for. That one will probably be nice, and then I think I have the bolds in here somewhere. Let's look at this one. These are the most popular colors. So let me look for something that has a darker contrast. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so there's a couple in here I think you'll like. Okay, to start, we have an urban bronze here. You love that. And then moving over here, we have this nice clary sage. What do you think of the clary sage? Yeah? Okay, I'll make a note. Alright, and then we have this beautiful web gray that has some bluish undertones. Okay. Let's go to this one. I saw a couple in here you might like. Okay, so there is Contented here. You like this one? You can see it contrasts well against the darker grays. They also have Koi Pond here. Okay, you like that one? Okay, perfect. So let me write that down. So for now, we're gonna go Koi Pond or recycled glass. I got it. Paint for kitchen. I think it would look really pretty against the black countertops. Okay, did you want to take these swatches with you? I think it's really going to pop against that black. I know, I think that's gorgeous. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to your cabinets. So this is the Diamond Catalog. This one is our most chosen brand for our cabinetry. They have so many options. And I saw a photo in here immediately. I thought of you for your kitchen inspo. So let me just find it for you. And in this catalog, I would focus more on the cabinetry style. We can always paint your cabinets. Okay, but for inspo, I saw this beautiful dark kitchen. And I noticed that the whites here also were similar to some of the preferences that you had. And they did do a bluish colored background, but I think this would be so pretty to replace with the green you just chose. I love this as well, and I love that they have some of the stain here, and then some of the back. They did if you look closely, they did their backsplash like their counters. It's just a painted black finish cabinet. They also had, one second, there was another one. This is more of kind of a minimalist kitchen, so I'm not sure if this is your style. I think this is the one I was thinking of. Oh, this was the other one. Okay, sorry. This is the Obsidian True Color style. A lot more minimalist, as you can see. Not your style. Okay, and then there was one more darker one. This was the other one I wanted to show you. Love these cabinets. A lot of character. This is in the color, the style Noah in painted black cabinetry. Also, their countertops are similar to yours. You like this one? Okay. So let's look at the style. That one is Noah. We also have a lot of options for the styles. You like that one a lot? Okay, let me show you just another page here of a couple of styles for you. Okay, so these are the most advanced design levels, and then we also, it goes down, we have advanced, and then we have the intermediates, and then obviously the standard. For yours, the Noah is in advanced. They also have a, the Noah's right here, and then they also have the Nora one and the Merson one over on this page that have a lot of good detail. Let me check. So the pricing is really minuscule between those two, and that's just because they're both advanced level. Now, if you wanted to go down in price a little bit, we have the intermediate style. And I think the Clark and the Peyton are pretty detailed still. These two. I'm going to circle these for you. And when you take this home, take a look. But for now, I'll go ahead and slot you for the Noahs. Is that okay? And you just wanted to do a full black finish. Okay. And you want gloss or mattes? Okay, and we have the stain resistant coating, but they are black, so I'm not really sure what would show up. Okay, you're gonna opt out. And then the water resistant is automatically included in the outdoor cabinetry, but did you want it for the indoor as well? It's another $1,200 total. Okay, I've added that. And did you want to do soft close cabinetry? All right, it's going to add a total of $4,000 for the whole house. That includes bathrooms. Okay. And would you care to do handles? Okay. So I can show you some options, or you can purchase your own and we can install them. If you're going to go in line with the other styles of the home, you did a lot of boxy, so like your handles are squares. We did all of that. So I would go with a boxier handle as well to match the doors and stuff, instead of a circle. So that would look something probably, I would say, like these ones. You can see here. Or if you didn't want to do doubles, we have options to do singles. And you could do those in gold or whatever color you wanted. So just take a look right here. Okay. And then we also had like the smaller options. I think for your kitchen it's too grand to do the smaller option, but you could if you wanted. Nope. Okay. Some people like to do something really unique. You just want to do the first one I showed you. Okay. So these ones. Okay. And did you want to just stick with those kitchen and then you pick your own for the bathrooms? Okay. And are you still going to have us install them for the bathrooms, but you're going to purchase? Okay, so install only and all 5.5 bath. Okay, let me tally that up for you. Okay, so for your handles just in the just in the kitchen, it's going to be $26.50, and then the install for the kitchen plus all of the bathrooms for that you're going to buy them, we're install only, will be 1 second. 5.5 bath, a total of $3,000. And I can discount it by 10% today. Okay. So about 26. Okay. I'll go ahead and add that. And I do need your handles for the bathrooms no later than June 15th for us to be able to install them before your closing date, okay? Okay. So I'm going to upload all of the information and your choices to your profile that you made today. And then I have set the pamphlets there for you to take home. I'm doing the Noah cabinets. This will add the total overall house price to your profile, and then you can update any of your choices in the portal for the next 2 weeks. If you update after the 2-week time frame, we will have an extra charge for rushing the completion of everything, okay? All right, and do you have any questions for me today? Yeah, so the cabinets come in the painted because you picked them painted. If you change your mind later, there will be an upcharge. We'll have to paint them after the install, which is obviously more difficult. And I have in the portal that you did choose to go to all the way to the ceiling for your cabinet. Is that true? Okay. Verified to ceiling. And you're aware that it's an extra $2,000 for the cabinet. Okay. Okay. And like I said, I will need your final choice of the countertops that you didn't choose today by 14 business days after today. I will follow up with you tomorrow on the 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have Pyro, Eternal Marquina, Mogul, and Black Elegant. The full pricing for those, okay? And then finally, you did have the swatches that you're taking home. The paint swatches here for the Koi Pond and recycled glass or the Clary Sage, and you're going to make a choice on which one you want for your walls. I'll add that to your portal, so choose April 17th. Clary Sage, Koi Pond, and recycled glass. Okay, great. So I will just put everything here for you to take home. I got your cabinetry magazine, your swatches, information on your appliances that we had talked about, swatches for the countertops, and then the booklets for your countertop options and the warranties that they cover. Okay. All right. We will be designing, looks like the bedrooms next. So I look forward to talking to you. We'll do the furniture, paint, flooring for those, and that will be in the next 2 weeks. So I'll call you to schedule. Okay. All right. Well, it was a pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. Here's your materials, and I hope you have a